Good morning, everybody. This morning I'm going to be reading from Matthew 14:22 in the New American Standard Bible. It says, "Immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go ahead of him to the other side while he sent the crowds away. And after he had sent the crowds away, he went up into a mountain by himself to pray, and when it was evening, he was there alone. But the boat was already a long distance from land, battered by the waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night he came to them walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, 'It is a ghost.' They cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately spoke to them, saying, 'Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid.'" Matthew makes a couple interesting points here. One of them is that Jesus gave command for them to get into a boat and to go to the other side without him. The next thing that he says is that the boat was battered by waves. The wind was contrary. And the last thing, of course, is Jesus comes walking upon that sea, and he does not allow them to be afraid, but he identifies himself to them. Ever feel like life just simply carries you from one place to another? And you feel like you're alone, even though you're surrounded by people. You feel like Jesus isn't in your boat. Now, we're doing what we're supposed to do because we know what the Word of God says. But the fact is, life isn't easy. There are times that it seems like everything is working against us, no matter how hard we try. This is contrary winds that you're feeling, and yet you're doing the things that the Word of God has told you to do. Don't be afraid. There's going to come a point in time that Jesus is going to walk above it all, and he's coming to your boat. Continue to be faithful. There's some miracles that can take place in your life, and there are things that are going to happen because you're out there, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Jesus is going to take care of it. You know the rest of the story, how Peter got out on that water and walked on it. And you know that when Jesus got in that boat, it says immediately it was at the other side. Jesus is going to interrupt your trial with a miracle. God bless you. Stay faithful.